Hello and welcome to episode 42 of Series 4 of Master League Story Mode. A massive episode today as we get into our first games of Corinne Diacre's second season in Liga. We're in the Europa League this season. We've got to push, especially with the new investment from the Fat Sheikh. We've got to push for Champions League. We've got to push for the title, I think. But first of all, we do have some transfers to look at. Went out to the commenters and eventually to a Patreon vote as well. It wasn't a vote on exactly who we would sign, but it was a vote to just gauge the interest of who we thought maybe we should sign, who we shouldn't. Sibachu didn't come off too well. Nobody particularly interested in him. The comments was sort of similar as well. Berahino, though, I think everyone was pretty much unanimous in that he'd be an excellent signing. Try and revive his career. He's not had a great time at Stoke. Not really played very much. Definitely not scored any goals. So, yeah, I think we're going to do that. We're going to pull the trigger here and bring in now our fourth signing of the window. And it's a backup striker for that Koyalapu role. Potentially could play in the Karamo role as well. But I think that's a great signing. CO as well, not so well liked in the comments or in the patron vote. So we're going to leave him for a while. In fact, I'm going to go as far as to say that with Berahino coming in, we don't need him as well. He's 30 years old and they want 18 million for him. So we can knock that on the head. Now, Touré from Nantes, everyone really liked. I can understand why. He's versatile, can play anywhere through the middle, from defence up to central midfield. And, yeah, he's got some great stats. He's only 25 years old. He's a big guy, great passer, strong, mobile. And for 7 million and only 800,000 salary, it's a no-brainer, as I've said many times before. So, yeah, we're gonna tick that one off. We're now down to 74 million. A lot of you complaining about the transfer overall rating restrictions that we have as a rule in this series. I'm sorry, but them's the rules. Without rules, what are we? We're just animals. Was that laws? Who knows? Anyway, I mean, things could have been very different. We could easily have a player on 78, 79, maybe 80 now. And to be honest, I don't think, even though Clermont have had this big injection of cash, that they'd be able to sign players much better than that. They're still an upcoming side. And I think some of these signings, like Berahino, I think that's about right in terms of level. So, that's part of my reasoning behind it. Also, we would like to make things a little bit difficult. Otherwise, we could be signing anyone right now. And now Tisserand, he also came off very favourably in all the votes. He can play anywhere along the back line. He's pretty quick. And he's a good passer, versatile. 26 years old. And again, only 8 million for him. And 800,000. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to do much better than him. But I am going to have a little look. Part of me thinks that with Touré as an option at centre-back, we could maybe do with a right or left back who's a little bit more attacking. I'm not sure. We'll probably will sign him, but I'm not sure. Sibachu as well, we'll leave him for now. And one of the big things that came out of it is a lot of you think it's time to say goodbye to Ivy. We can get 15 million for him, and we importantly get the 1.7 million salary that is on off the books. And yeah, I think we should go for that. We'll send him to Argentina. And yeah, first sale of the season. And we puts us back up to 90 million transfer budget, which is lovely stuff. We've got a bit of dead wood here at the bottom of the side as well that we can get rid of just to clear out here. So Fontaine, he can go. Jalabi, some of the bottom feeders who've just been taking their wage, he goes as well. It's peanuts really we're getting for him. Janine, obviously we don't need him as a second keeper now. He was our only international for such a long time. He's off as well. And Johan Gouffran, well, he's done nothing, has he really? Not a great player, getting a bit old, and we'll take the 3 million for him. And yeah, here we are. We've done a bit of spring cleaning there. We're back up to 94 million. And one of the players that we scouted and we looked at, and a lot of you were really excited about, and we think we need to go back in for, was Nkunku. Oh, but he's just left. No, he's joined Deportivo. Well, we miss out on Nkunku. That is disappointing, I've got to say. That is really sad. We really like to look of him. He was at PSG. He looked to be the perfect Olivier and Cham replacement. We do want to look for an attacking midfielder. That's definitely something that came out of all of our discussions. And Baloui came up, 24-year-old from Lille. We will put a bid in for him when we get a chance. Jordan Veretout, the ageing central midfielder. I think we'll put him on the list as well. He's one to look at when we do get a chance. And I've opened up to 78 rated here. Because I just really feel like with these 2 games, at least before the end of the window, that we may well get up to 78. One of our players has surely got to progress. So Boga, we're definitely putting a bid in for him if we get there. Hatem Ben Arfa. Now, I really like the idea of signing him. He's not getting any younger. But yeah, you can still get about 32-year-old. He's at PSG. Might be quite expensive, but he'll be worth a bid as well. And then finally, before we keep going, we'll just have another look at the scouts. Just check we've not missed anything. Masunda has come back up in the scouts. I didn't actually spot that. We really liked him as an attacking midfield option. So we'll have to go back in for him when we can. And hopefully, again, we get up to 78 rated. So let's just keep moving. And we're only 3 days away now from the first game of the season. Oof, it's exciting. And we go straight into it. So we're not going to hear about any transfers before then. Lots of players have left and 2 players have come in. Ivi Lopez, obviously the key loss for us there. A player who just didn't perform. Just never performed, much like Passetto. But looking at his shot to goal ratio was absolutely just ridiculous when we looked at that. So he had to go. And we've recouped a lot of that salary. So there is the fat shake. And he wants us to start with a win. Well, we definitely need to start with a win. We need to start strongly. That's going to be absolutely essential. Let's go and just make a few of those bids that we spoke about. So Masonda, hopefully we get someone to 78 rated. Really praying that we do. I think Mounier, who a lot of you are interested in, obviously, because he's an absolute beast. I think we're going to look for him in January. We must be up to 79 with someone there. So by the time we get to January, hopefully we can add him in as the natural replacement, I think, for Ferroboridori, the one we've been waiting for. He's going to make Jan Karamo's place definitely in doubt if we were to sign him. So we can wait on him. It's not going to happen this window. But I think for now, we are going to focus on these 3 attacking midfielders. We are definitely gambling on the fact that we're going to hit 78 with someone by the end of the window. But with 2 games, surely we're going to get there. And actually, I've had to think about it. Everyone loved him. He's versatile. We're signing Tisserand as well. Another signing comes in. Only 8 million, but we are at 86 million still, so no problem with that. So before we go in, let's just go and make sure we've got our formation all sorted. Look at that. We've got rid of a lot of players. A lot of dead wood has been shipped out. This looks to be our starting 11 still. Obviously, we've got Toure here as an option. Let's see how he looks. Defensive midfield, he's 76. Oh, he's 75 as a centre-back. Actually higher rated than Zagadou. That's really interesting. He's much better defensively. Other than that, he's very similar rating all around. Almost identical to Zagadou. He's a much better passer than Decore. Similar sort of defensive and physical stats. He's going to be great. We don't want to bring him in straight away and ruin the squad harmony. We're still at 91, which is really good. If we were to bring him in... Yeah, if we bring him in at centre-back, we'd lose 6 off team spirit, which would be a big hit. As he would if he went in a defensive midfield. Berahino, well, obviously, if we were to bring him in... Oh, he would only take 1 off if we were to bring him in for Koyalapu. Koyalapu has to continue proving himself to be the right option for us because he's still young, still a lot of room to improve. So for now, you know, he keeps his place because he's done enough. But bringing Berahino in there would not really... Doesn't seem to really affect our team spirit too much. So that's obviously an option. Cafu out on the right. Well, we can bring him in if needed. I think him and Emre Moore are going to fight for that spot. And then we've got Passetto still there. Probably still going to be in the team. I did notice something with Passetto, actually. I don't think if you'll be able to see it here. But his charisma is through the roof. Oh, my God. He's a star player. He's got that star player stat. His charisma, absolutely massive. Significantly bigger by a factor of about 3 or 4 than anyone else in the side. So we're going to keep him in just for squad harmony. I think he's a well-liked player in the squad. He stays. Got Legali on the bench now. Another decent keeper if we need to bring him in. Saavedra, he stays because we love him. Masuema, another defensive midfield or central midfield option. What's Toure like as a central midfielder? 70 rated. Not ideal. Could still do with a central midfielder to fill that in Cham role. Still looking for that attacking midfield talent as well. But yeah, I think we're ready to go. Not many changes. Only 1 new player coming in into that starting lineup. I think that's probably the right idea. Right, let's go and arrange the side for this first game against Nantes. It's away from home. Can't remember how Nantes did last season. Decore looks to be the only one we're going to take out here. So it is going to be a first start for Toure alongside Zagadou. He's right-footed, Zagadou left-footed on the left. I think that works quite well. And no one else really pushing to start today. Nantes have got a 68 rated central midfielder. No standout players. But yeah, we can't take our eye off the ball in this first game. We need to start strongly. Away from home, we have struggled a bit. Let's get into it. Come on. So it is sure to be all eyes on the First Lady of French football, of world football, Corinne Diacre. Can she replicate her incredible runaway success from her first season in Liga and her, last season in Ligue 2 as well? I mean, it's going to take some performances for us to break into that top 4, top 3. And we've got to start strongly. You can't win a championship, or you can't win a Champions League spot in the first few games, but you can definitely lose it. So we've got to just come out, play our game as we did last season, and yeah, start strongly. Let's go, come on. It's not a good throw there, but Dooley, oh, doesn't win it back. That's into the box to Colo, steps away, and they've got the first goal. And that is not the start we needed. And it was a really poor throw out from Bernardoni. We very rarely throw it, and that's why. Didn't make it anywhere close to Koyalapu, and then Dooley's tackle was a poor one. And then Zagadou came across, didn't make the challenge. And straight away here, we're at a disadvantage. Not the start we needed. Torre, nice ball to Alcibiade. Now in Cham, out to Emre Moore. He's got Alcibiade making the run, but he chips it with the outside of his boot into Jan Karamo. Takes it down. Oof. Diego Carlos does enough. It's out for a goal kick. 25 minutes in, and it's getting a little bit desperate here, although we have had 57% possession. Not really worked anything with it. Doolin, strong header. And Nem takes it on the run. Looks for the ball over the top into Jan Karamo. Oh, he's fouled there surely by Carlos. No. Referee says play on. Nice work here from Nantes. Alcibiade reads it well. Goes first time out to Jan Karamo. He can just about take it down and release Emre Moore. He's got Wellington Nem in the centre. A little bit far away, ready to be doing anything with. Nice footwork there from Moore. It's back inside. Early cross, looking for Jan Koyalapu. Nem battles with Colo, does really well to win the header there. Now Karamo. Can he find Koyalapu? He can. Can we look back for him into the box? Yes. Steps back in. Wide. Come on. We're pushing here, but nothing's happening. And it's half-time here in Nantes, and not the start to the season we needed. A very poor goal to give away, and then we struggled to really put anything together. Had a little bit more possession, but haven't been able to get the shots away. Emre Moore's looked okay, but he's not touched the ball anywhere near enough. We need to see a lot more in this second half. In Cham, lovely ball into Karamo. First time ball into Koyalapu. Into the box here. Can he get us off the mark in the Fliga this season? And yes, he can. And it's Goodwin. I think it's Godwin or Goodwin Koyalapu. And that was great link up there between the young guns. Finally. God, I was really starting to feel the pressure there. We needed to get that first goal. And we've got it through a man who we said needs to prove himself again this season. I think he did quite a lot for his reputation last season, obviously, or in the second half anyway. Karamo, great ball through to him. There's that link up that we've come to know and love. And it's a great finish from an incredible finisher. And that sees us right back in this one now. It's a good ball from Ncham to find Karamo. Lovely ball round the corner into his strike partner. Had enough speed to get away from his man. Opened his body up and curled it past the keeper. Come on. Ball back inside to Emre Moore. That's nice. And he will switch play to Ruben Duarte. Good play there from the new signing. And now Koyalapu. Looking for options. Doolin has made a good run, but Duarte on the outside will be able to put a ball in. It's Emre Moore at the near post. Doesn't really have the stature for that. It was a good move. Oh, and Karamo's won it back beautifully. Moore steps away from his man. Now Emre Moore through on goal. He's going to look to curl this one. Oh, it's off the bar. What an introduction that would have been to Clermont for Emre Moore. He did really well in the build-up. Oh, so close. Putting the pressure on him now. Let's see if we can turn this into a goal. Emre Moore spots the run of Karamo. That's a great ball. Will he get there? Oh, he's chipped the keeper. No, he hasn't. Did the keeper get a touch? He did. Oh, Emre Moore with some flashes of brilliance here. Hitting the post. And then putting a beautiful chip ball into the box. Karamo got there. Looking to put it over the keeper. He just got a hand to it somehow. Flapped a fist at it. Colo into Ajaria. That's a good challenge from... Oh, what? That was a great challenge from Olivier Ncham. Oh, this is in dangerous free kick, ruin our game territory. We've seen this happen a lot. It's O to jump in the wall. Lucas Lima over the wall. Good save by Bernardoni. That would have been very disappointing there. We've seen it happen so many times. Colo now. Oh, it's given away another foul. They take it quickly here. Girotto, but this time Zagadou wins it back fairly. Now Doolin can spread it wide to Alcibiade. That's a great ball. Into Alcibiade. Steps away. Now Emre Moore waiting for the run of the right back, and he finds him. Can he get a cross in? It's blocked. No, I hate it when that happens. Emre Moore nearly wins it back. Ncham does win it back. Ball out to Koyalapu, the low shot! Yes, get in there! And Koya grabs his second goal in the 83rd minute, and it's Golden Boots grabbing a brace in our first game in what should be a massive season for Clermont Foot. We haven't looked great, but often you need to be able to grind out these results, grind out a win, and it looks like you never would. And Asibiadi's cross was blocked. I hate it when that happens. Emery Moore, though, did well. And Cham could have gone for goal, but he looked for the striker. Karamo stepped over it. He got the shout from Koya. And a vital second goal here. Can we hang on to this one now? So a couple of substitutes here, and it's two of our new signings. Saido Berahino and Jonathan Cafu. Both going to get a few minutes here. Emery Moore comes off after an excellent debut. Unlucky not to score as well. And now we just need to hold on to this one. Don't make any stupid mistakes. Oh, and Cham, great challenge. Back to Doolin. And now with only a few seconds left in this one, we'll keep possession. See it out here for a really, really great first win. Excellent stuff there. Corinne Diacre will be very pleased with that. And Koyalapu, the man with something to prove, maybe. Or you could say nothing to prove at all after last season. Grabs 2 goals after we looked poor to begin with. But he's found his shooting boots already. Those golden boots paying off. And it's a great first win here away from home. What a way to start the season. It's a pretty close game, really. Pretty close against the side we should be beating. Everyone grabbing a 6, 5.5s in defence. That's fair enough. Didn't get to see anything of the substitutes, really. I thought Emery Moore had a great game. More than a 6. And Karamo got the assist, so good start. So there we go. Off the mark. And we slot in 5th position. Top 3, though, is what we're aiming for this season. So Koyalapu gets the leader stat. That's pretty good. Ben Arthur and Musunda have gone through. Tisserand joins the squad. And the scouts come back with something. Great start to the season, says the Fat Shake. We still haven't had anyone get top 78 yet. We really need that to happen. I suppose we're going to need a backup plan. If no one does. Quick look in here. Oh, Mitrovic. That's interesting. Do we go for Mitro now, or do we wait for Mounier in January? Mitro would do the trick as a target man. Definitely the sort of player we're looking for. He doesn't have anywhere near the speed and just the insane stats that Mounier does. But as a second striker, is another option off the bench with 90 header, 87 physical contact, 83 jump, 83 attacking prowess, and header and fighting spirit. He's got all the attributes we need. So, definitely one to consider on transfer deadline day if we can't do anything else. And you know, I think we are going to put a bid in for Jordan Veretout. He'd be a good option in for Cham. I think we noticed we don't really have anyone we can bring on for him. He'll give us a little bit more craft. He's a great passer of the ball. Let's take a look and see how much Musunda or Ben Arthur could cost us. Musunda 22 million, that's not surprising. And then Hatem Ben Arthur, well, he's 78 rated, so again, we've got to wait. But that can be a decision. I don't think we're going to do transfer deadline today. I think we might get another vote in before transfer deadline day comes, because we've got a game before then. But either of those two would be great. We're just relying on someone improving. Please. It could be any one of these 6 players. Especially seeing as Karamo's only 21, Emery Moore's 22, Passetto 24, he could improve. In Cham 23. Could be any of them. Could be any of them. But we really, really need it to happen. And we need it to happen in the next couple of weeks. So let's keep going. I mean, we can't make any more transfers now, so we'll just keep cracking on. We've got Montpellier away in our second game. That's going to be really tricky. So national team squad announcement. We could well have some players in here. Veretout's not going to work. Oh, it's Emery Moore in the Turkey squad. He's our 1 international. So Berahino is a star player as well. We've got 2 now. That gives us an extra 279,000 into the salary budget. That's lovely to see. So with the possibility that we won't be able to sign an attacking midfielder who's 78 rated, we're going to have to put in a bid for Baluli as well. Not our first choice by any means, but he would be a decent stand-in for Wellington Nem, and I feel like if we don't sign him, then we might regret it. He can as well. I think he can play. Let's take another look. Can he play as a central midfielder? Yeah, he can. At a pinch, he can. Veretou's broken down. Ben Arthur could play there, as could Musonda. Musonda's actually a central midfielder as well. Really like the look of him, only 23, so quick and explosive. Great dribbling. He's like the new Wellington Nem, but he can actually finish as well, which is pretty good. Ben Arthur, a little bit more crafty. He's got great passing as well, not quite as quick, but I think he'd still give us a great season if we were to sign him. But nothing we can do now than just keep cracking on for the Montpellier game. Oh, this is going to be big. If we can get off to 2 away wins, especially against a side like Montpellier, then it would be an excellent start to the season. So let's take a look at the sides for this second game. And you know who we're going to come up against, don't we? It's going to be CO, yep. And he's almost certainly going to make us pay. Lot of transfer talk about him coming to Clermont. It was pretty much just needed the I's dotting and the T's crossing and he was going to be a Clermont player. But pulling out at the last second, Corinne Diacre just didn't quite fancy a man who's obviously getting on a bit. So that's fair enough. Tisserand comes in today. Great option. Can play him at right back, left back. Yeah, he's 75 rated minimum anywhere in defence, which is excellent. Really good option there. Not a lot on the bench in terms of form. Toure and Massawain on downward arrows. Jonathan Cafu. It's going to be interesting to see how he fares. Because if Emre Moore continues to play like he did in his first game, then I can't see Cafu getting many chances. Berahino is another option. Mitrovic, potential centre forward to bring in. It's going to be interesting to hear your opinions on that. And yeah, let's get into it. We could have a look at Maitland-Niles as well, actually. I need to remember that. Because he would be quality and we can sign Montpellier players. Right, let's go. So after a great fight back in our first game, it's another away game. And they're always tricky. And if CO doesn't score, I'll be surprised. That would just be sod's law. But I think we made the right decision to go with Berahino. He's got more in him. He's also got a point to prove, whereas CO is pretty well established in Liga. He's got a lot of goals last season. Bernardoni had a good first game. Koyalapu obviously had a great first game. If he can continue his scoring form, he's got to be due a dramatic improvement soon. Another corner here for Montpellier. Zagadou should be able to head this one away, and he does well. Moore heads it on further into Karamo. Good turn from him. Smart play from Jan Karamo. He's a great hold-up man. Underestimated in that sense. Now Duarte will look for the ball down the line into Emre Moore. Doesn't come to him, but he's got away with it. Oh, lovely footwork. And now to the line, he can look for Koyalapu in the box, and there it is. Emre Moore gets his first assist in the white of Clermont foot, and it's that man Koyalapu who started the season. He's got threes on his back, and he's scored 3 goals. Lovely, lovely stuff. Golden boots. Dem golden boots. And Emre Moore looked excellent there. He won the ball back in the first place, and then he showed great skill, great footwork to get away from his man. He'd come out onto his opposite wing, whipped in a ball on that left foot. Looked like the defender had won this there, but Emre Moore just waited for it to fall. Lovely trickery there, away from his man. Created the space to put the cross in, and that is some awful defending from Montpellier. Koyalapu just completely left to head that one in. Emre Moore, cheeky little face. More and more. No, we'll save that. But anyway, great start. Let's keep it up. CO now, back heel into Ninga. It's a dangerous duo there, and Cham gets a strong shoulder in, but Ninga comes away with it. Out to Scree, another player we've been looking at. Got a lot of good players, this Montpellier side. Ball in, dangerous. Decore, great header away. And then Emre Moore takes it on the run. Now through the centre into space. Can he slip through Jan Karamo? It's a good ball into the striker. Steps away from one, but that's good defending in the end. Here is CO. Decore covering him well. Forces him back to Roussillon. Emre Moore looks for the challenge. Ball into CO. He'll look for the give and go with Ninga, but Ninga finds a way past Zagadou there. He was caught out in a very similar way to the goal in the first game in this episode. But luckily, he was kept out by the post. Zagadou sprays it wide to Alcibiade, who calls Emre Moore to make a run down the line. Alcibiade looks for the ball into Emre Moore, and that's offside there. That was poorly timed. Oh, that's tight. Emre Moore would have been away as well. Oh, Ninga with a good turn of pace to get away from Doulin. CO now steps away from Decore. Gets the shot away. Oh my God, it's off the post. Once again, the woodwork denies Montpellier. They're definitely trying to play their way back into this one, and they could have easily had a couple of goals. Doulin to Ncham. A little bit of space here for him. It's opened up for Ncham. Powerful run, but Maitland-Niles again. Great challenge. Definitely going to have to check him out. He's looked really good so far. Ninga to Scree. This is dangerous here. They've got a lot of men forward in this attack. CO now, edge of the box. Chips it in. Ninga with the header straight into the gloves of Bernardoni. Feel like he could have done better there. Now Ncham through the centre. Looks to stretch his legs. We'll put a wide ball to Karamo, who's pulled out onto the wing. Steps back inside beautifully. And then away from Maitland-Niles. Karamo to the box. Will get the shot away, and it's blocked. Oh, great play though from Karamo. Emre Moore, nice play. Lovely back heel into Alcibiade. Emre Moore has hardly put a foot wrong in a Clermont shirt so far. Couldn't make anything from that attack, but with the goal in the 7th minute, we're up here. Montpellier have been more than a match for us, and I would say, yep, they've had the possession. They've had more shots. We've got to be really careful with this side. We've got to keep it tight in this second half. Come on. And jam in the centre. Duarte to his left-hand side. This ball into Caramo, looking for the 1-2. Koyalapu finds him. Low cross in, looking for Emre Moore. Oh, could have so easily been his first goal for the club. Really well worked there right at the start of this second half. So close. Duarte's made a great run. Now into the box, low ball, looking for Caramo. He's put that wide. What is he thinking there? That should have been the second goal. That was little more than a tap-in for Jan Caramo. Jan, the man, still searching for his first goal in Liga this season. Great work from Duarte and Koyalapu, but got to be finishing that. Montpellier bringing it forward now. It's the substitute camera looking for CO in the box. His first time shot is over the bar. Whoa. Really don't want him to be the one to level this up if they do. So with Emre Moore looking very tired, he's had an excellent game. Could have scored, set up the first goal. It's going to be Passetto who replaces him. A man that many didn't expect to be at the club this season, but he's an important part of the changing room. We still feel that he's got a goal in him. Yet to see it, but it's still on the cards, hopefully. Strong play by Caramo, wins that one. Now Sibiadi into Passetto. First time ball into Caramo's beautiful. To the line now, Jan Caramo. Can he cut it back for Koyalapu? Just too much on it. It's unfortunate. Great ball from Passetto, though. Sambia into CO. Montpellier looking to put something together. Oh, they've struggled to finish today. I think with some more clinical finishing, this could easily be a draw or could be going the other way right now. Oh, nearly loses out. Does lose out to Sambia. Then wins it back. Great battling from Alcibiade. Now he can put a ball in. Low ball in. Looking for the on-running Berahino. Missed out the pass. But that is full time here. Possibly top of the league here. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. But 2 wins to start the season is more than we could have ever dreamed for. Especially 2 away games. And we didn't necessarily deserve it today. But after getting that goal, we hung on well. I think, yeah, as I said, if they'd been a little more clinical in their finishing, it would have been a very different scoreline. But CO, well, he couldn't manage it. And maybe we did make the right decision with him. So there we are, 1-0. And we are in the top 3. That's where we want to be. Nice and PSG there as well. PSG yet to concede a goal. They've scored 3. Nice have started with 6 goals. Great start for them. Lyon have had a tough start, as have Bordeaux, a side that Corinne Diacre could, in theory, be managing at right now. Oh, and there it is. That's exactly what we needed to see. Emre Moore is up to 78 rated. Thank the Lord. Thank Christ for that. And now, well, that leaves us in a position where we can make one of a couple of very exciting signings. Oh yeah, we were never going to make it to transfer deadline day because we've got another game before then. But now we've got some big decisions to make. And it's going to go to the vote again. It's going to be which of these 2 attacking midfielders do we go for? Or do we wait until the end of the season and see if there's anyone else? But we've got the choice now between the experience of Hatem Ben Arfa. Excellent passer, good finisher. He'd give us a threat from set pieces as well. You know, he's obviously had some issues in his time, but he's still a great dribbler. Still pretty quick. Got that explosive power as well. Or do we go for the raw pace of Musunda from Chelsea? The young Belgian looks like he could be a real talent. He's only 23 years old. We could go for Sabachu, as we know, or we could go for Mitrovic, who I think would also be an excellent player to go for. We might put a bid in for him, just to get a feel for how much he's going to cost. But yeah, things are looking great now. What a start to the season. 2 great players now can come in. One of the 2. We can afford either. Although Musunda wants... Wow, shit. Actually, Ben Arfa wants 7 million salary. Let's just check if that's negotiable, because that might be. So he wants a release fee of 20 million and 7 million salary. I didn't notice that. That could be a deciding factor. Although he would be great, wouldn't he? He'd be really, really interesting player to have. A little bit of flair, you know, the knowledge... Never been that consistent. I think he'd be excellent for us and he'd be a really good sort of different option to Wellington Nem. Not quite as direct, but a great passer. I think he can unlock a defence. Or Musunda would be much better value, although he's going to be almost 10 million more in the transfer fee, which is not a problem for us. His salary is much, much lower. Tough choices, tough choices. That's going to go to the vote. That's a tough one. I mean, we can afford either of them. You know, even if we have to sell Passetto to make some more salary budget available for another signing, Unless Mitrovic wants more than like 3 million signing, which is salary, which is unlikely, then we should be able to sign Ben Arthur and Mitrovic, or Musunda and Mitrovic, which I think would be, as a final 2 signings, really, really exciting. So there we have it. Great start to the season. 2 very, very close wins. Koalapu top of the goal rankings, and with Emre Moore going up to 78 just when we needed it, we've now got the choice of 2 really exciting attacking midfielders who can also play a central midfield, so it sort of solves the Encham problem. Because Encham's so consistent that if we ever want to take him off, it might only be to put on a more attacking player, and they would both do a very good job in that position. So yeah, the vote will go out on Patreon, but as always, I'm very keen to hear your opinion in the comments. And I can't wait to get to the next episode. We've got Stade Rennais at home. We've got the transfer deadline day. And then what's our 4th game of the season? So we will have Stade Rennais. And then it's a small matter of our first Europa League group stage game. How exciting is that going to be? Seeing Clermont match up against some of the top sides in European football. Really excited for that. So join me on Monday. I'll see you in a bit.